For my blackness, giving rhyme or reasons. Black all the time, no matter the time of season. We spice up everything and add our flavor, we the seasoning. Hated by many, but admired by most. We the baddest from the US to the Ivory Coast. We don't have to exert our power, we just simply coast. We've been put down, let down, and hung out to dry. But through all of it, we still keep our heads to the sky. Black forever, forever. I'm unapologetically black. We rise like unapologetic, yeah, we're the chosen. From the streets to the stage, the power's awoken. Black magic in our veins. Feel the motion, warriors of change. Pushing through every notion. No chains can hold us, we break through like oceans. Educate, elevate, that's our devotion.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
I'm unapologetically black for all rhymes and reason. I give no apologies for my blackness, giving rhyme or reasons. Black all the time, no matter the time of season. We spice up everything and add our flavor, we the seasoning. Hated by many, but admired by most. We the baddest from the US to the Ivory Coast. We don't have to exert our power, we just simply coast. We've been put down, let down, and hung out to dry. But through all of it, we still keep our heads to the sky. Black forever, forever. I'm unapologetically black. Still pushing through the struggle, can't keep us down. Voices loud from the underground to every town. Shades of excellence, ain't no hiding, won't back down. From the roots to the US, in the city's crown. Stay shining bright despite the hate they lay. Our culture's fire burns strong night and day. Black forever, the spirit won't decay. Raise the banner high, cause we here to stay. Stay shine with Buzbee, it'll never die, dog, so I cry, Sally. Angel, you command, your thoughts are demands, and it's turn Sally. I'm unapologetically black for all rhymes and reason. I give no apologies for my blackness, giving rhyme or reasons. Black all the time, no matter the time of season. We spice up everything and add our flavor, we the seasoning. Hated by many, but admired by most. We the baddest from the US to the Ivory Coast. We don't have to exert our power, we just simply coast. We've been put down, let down, and hung out to dry. But through all of it, we still keep our heads to the sky. Black forever, forever. I'm unapologetically black. We rise like unapologetic, yeah, we're the chosen. From the streets to the stage, the power's awoken. Black magic in our veins. Feel the motion, warriors of change. Pushing through every notion.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Daily Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so let's get into it. Mia is here, Aquarius MC. Nicole is here, G from the land, Buckhorse DC, Greta, Marie. All right, Deronda, I see you. Let's get into it, Fat Boo, Darius. All right, Erlene is here, Claudette. All right, all hell no, Sweet D. All right. Sweet D said, Queen looking gorgeous as usual. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. All right, Truth Brown is here. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone hit that like button, okay? Remember, it's the least you can do. That's the way you can support the stream for free. All right, and I appreciate you. So let's get ready to get into it. But before we do, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Also, I need you to pay attention. If you haven't been receiving your notifications, please double check. Make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. Okay, and if you have to resubscribe, please make sure that you remember to reset your notifications. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, Auntie Leah's been a member for 4 months. It's your anniversary. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's get into it. Hey, Buckhorse DC. All right, so a word from my sponsor, because y'all know we got to keep the lights on. All right, so let's start off with a word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so don't forget that you can purchase 12 Tribe oils for your hair at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, and so with that all being said, let's get into it, honey. Let's get into it. Everyone, don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about it because Virginia Giuffre, if you all remember her, this is a woman that I talked about extensively. I reported on her. She was one of the main people that was a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's, made some accusations against Prince Andrew, and there was a gag order on her after the case and everything. And then the gag order was about to be lifted when she was given a book deal, and now she's fighting for her life. So let's talk about it. This is breaking news. All right, this is breaking news. So first of all, this is Virginia right here. Okay, now that's her with Prince Andrew when she was about 16 or 17 years old, and you can see Ghislaine Maxwell. You can see Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. Okay, there she is, and now sadly, this is Virginia in her current state, and she's been given a few days to live. And if y'all think this is a coincidence, I don't. So let's talk about it. Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Giuffre says she's dying after a car crash with a school bus. Okay, so a prominent Jeffrey Epstein accuser who alleged that Prince Andrew abused her said in an Instagram post that she got into a car accident with a school bus and doctors have given her 4 days to live. And this was on Sunday. Now, in the post, Giuffre shared a photo of herself lying in a hospital bed with her face covered in bruises. She says, "I've gone into kidney renal failure. They've given me 4 days to live." She said a school bus was driving about 110 kilometers or 68 miles per hour when it hit her car as she was slowing for a turn, but didn't say when or where the crash occurred. Now, in response to the CNN inquiry, Giuffre's spokesperson, Denny Von Muffling, said Virginia has been in a serious accident and is receiving medical care in the hospital. She greatly appreciates the support and well wishes that people are sending. Now, in her post, Giuffre suggested that she wanted to see her children one last time before she died, because this woman is married and has about 3 or 4 children. Okay, she says, "I'm ready to go, just not until I see my babies one last time. But you know what they say about wishes," she said. Oh, this is so sad. Giuffre was one of the most prominent accusers of wealthy sex trafficker or offender Jeffrey Epstein. In 2019, she publicly alleged Epstein trafficked her and forced her to have relations with his friends, including Prince Andrew, when she was only 17 years old. She also claimed the prince was aware that she was underage in the U.S. at the time. Now, the prince, also known as the Duke of York, repeatedly denied the claims, as is to be expected. Okay, is he really going to admit to it? Now, in 2021, Giuffre filed a lawsuit against Prince Andrew for alleged sexual abuse. That following year, she reached an out-of-court settlement with the prince for an undisclosed amount. Andrew later paid the settlement, and attorneys for both parties filed a stipulation for the lawsuit to be dismissed. Prince Andrew intends to make, this is what they said at the time, Prince Andrew intends to make a substantial donation to Ms. Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights. Prince Andrew has never intended to malign Ms. Giuffre's character, and he accepts that she has suffered both as an established victim of abuse and as a result of unfair public attacks, according to a letter filed to the court announcing the settlement. Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 to state prostitution charges, and in July of 2019 was indicted on federal trafficking charges. Prosecutors accused him of carrying out a decades-long scheme of sexual abuse of underage girls, flying them on private planes to his properties in Florida, New York, Mexico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. He died by self-deletion in prison before he could face trial. Okay, and I want you all to pay attention because the U.S. Virgin Islands, yeah, isn't that where Diddy was at also? We also know he was in Florida and New York, okay? I don't know about Mexico. But anyway, I find that all very interesting. I find that all very interesting. Prayers for Miss Virginia Giuffre. It's very sad. Now, do you all think this was just an accident? Nessa G said, these people are so evil, they don't feel what they are doing is wrong. Honey, they don't care if it is wrong. They're going to do it anyway because it's all about them. They don't care about the small people, okay? They don't care about the small people at the end of the day. And like I said, this woman was given a book deal. So let's talk about it. Virginia Giuffre gets book deal weeks before Prince Andrew sexual abuse settlement's gag order to lift, according to reports. Okay, Giuffre's manuscript details alleged abuse at the hands of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, so I'm going to go to this news report. Because this is probably why she's in the hospital right now, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, these people, one of the main ways they get rid of you is a car accident. Let's not forget what happened to Angie Stone, Paul Walker, Ann Hesh. Should I keep going?
New details breaking today about Prince Andrew's alleged involvement with Jeffrey Epstein's underage sex ring. The prince is being sued in civil court by Virginia Giuffre, who alleges he raped her when she was under 18. And now a secret agreement from 2009 has been made public where Virginia was paid $500,000 by Jeffrey Epstein to not take legal action against anyone who could be described as a, quote, potential defendant related to him. Prince Andrew's legal team says that payoff should release him from liability as one of the potential defendants. So does that mean Prince Andrew may never face a judge? Here to discuss, veteran criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Mark Eiglash. Welcome back to the show.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to take myself off the screen. Okay, so as you heard, she had a book deal. The gag order was lifted. Okay, I think it's all lining up right here. Okay, it seems pretty obvious to me what was going on. All right, paid $500K, Greta. Yes, that's it. Okay, DJ Big Six said Princess Diana. Exactly. Okay, that's exactly what it brought to mind when I heard about this. Princess Diana, honey, we know how the royal family, we know how they get down. Okay, we've heard the stories. We have heard the stories for decades. Okay, and so anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about this incident that happened at Whole Foods. Now, I want you all to pay attention. Hold on. I want you all to pay attention because they accused this black man of stealing. And then not only did they accuse him of stealing, but in fact, they didn't even apologize after they realized that he hadn't stolen anything. Okay, please pay attention. These people are something else. They really are. Hold on, I'm gonna have to upload this. Okay, so while that's uploading, let's talk about Little Miss Crockett, because have you all noticed that they're trying to paint this whole narrative about Jasmine Crockett? Okay, they keep bringing up the Hot Wheels comments, which really wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, it was a joke. At the end of the day, if they didn't get that mad when Trump was mocking the disabled journalist, okay, if they didn't get that mad about that, why are they so mad? And now they've gone and dug up some dirt, so they think. Okay, they went and dug up this old video clip from when she was on the Breakfast Club. Now they're trying to say she's racist. I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Now I'm going to have to put an overlay on here because I don't have permission to share this video of the Breakfast Club where she was on there, but I want you all to see how desperate they are. You see, I want you to pay attention also because I told you all days ago, this whole thing with Jasmine Crockett is nothing but a distraction. Okay. The Republicans think they're so slick. They're trying to hone in on her so that everybody's talking about Jasmine Crockett being racist and doing too much and mocking the governor of Texas and all of that so that nobody's talking about Trump. Okay. Nobody's talking about Pete Hegseth and the chat leak. Okay. With the war plans being exposed. That's what they're trying to do. Please pay attention. You think it's a coincidence? It's the timing of it all for me. Okay, they know exactly what they're doing, and that's just the fact. Okay, so let's get into it, honey, because they need to leave Jasmine Crockett the hell alone.
Is now coming under fire for a newly uncovered clip where she takes her offensive rhetoric to another level. Here's what she had to say about Congressman Byron Donalds.
If we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skin folk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue to say that, like, I mean, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, like, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you? I'm not really sure.
And we know comments like this are nothing new for the unhinged Congresswoman, who has now surged to the top of the Democrat Party.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. It's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like, hard, right? All I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Let me tell you, we have a thug in charge of the United States. We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your. We are going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Kevin, she's not going anywhere, and she's adding to that montage reel every single day with something new.
You know, first of all, she's cosplaying. She's trying to be the new AOC. I'm so cool. I'm so hip. I can talk in an accent like this. And I think a lot of it, what you're seeing is an act. I think she's, I'm the young Maxine Waters. I'm the this, I'm the that. Do your job. How about some bills? You're a congressperson, right? Are we voting on anything that you've actually proposed?
Now, I'm so glad that he brought that up. Okay, I'm so glad that he brought that up. What bills has she proposed? Okay, because here's the thing. Now, though I tend to like Little Miss Crockett because she goes in on the Republicans, she gives them the smoke and all of that. When it's all cute and I'm here for it. But here's the thing. That's not doing anything to move us forward, to help us progress. At the end of the day, like he said, where are the bills? Has she proposed anything as of late? I don't think so. See, what the Democrats do, I seem to notice that what they often do, in my humble opinion, is they get these Black women who talk trash, who will bring the smoke and the fire and flames, and they put them out there at the forefront because they know that Black people love it, because we like to see them going in and snapping. Yeah, we do. But at the end of the day, what I like to see more so is reparations. Okay, an anti-Black hate crime bill. I like to see some progression. Okay, I'd like to see some things happening that benefit my people. That's what I'd like to see more of. Now, that being said, the Republicans sitting here trying to paint this fictitious narrative that this woman is racist, especially anybody that's a commentator on Fox News, they need to sit the hell down, okay? Because Fox News is definitely racist. And at the end of the day, this guy sitting here saying she's cosplaying. No, that's what he's doing. Okay, talking about she's trying to have an accent. Well, look how he's trying to talk, okay? I'm sorry, please make it all make sense. Talking about she's cosplaying. No, she's not. No, she's not. He knows, at least he should know as a Black man, that Black people are multifaceted, okay? They know that we sometimes talk in code, all right, when we're talking to people who don't look like us. They know that lurking in the depths of many Black people, specifically African Americans, is the ghetto. The ghetto can come out at any given moment and we can go in on you. I mean, and I say ghetto because that's what they call it. They don't call it ghetto when they do it. Marjorie Taylor Greene, let's talk about it, okay? And at the end of the day, he said she's acting like a young Maxine Waters. Well, you know, that's exactly who she reminds me of. Remember, Auntie Maxine said, Eli, bring your ass over here. See, that's the kind of black women they want to put out there because they know, like I said, feisty. Okay, going in, talking trash. They like to do that. The Democrats, they think that's all we need. They think that's all we need. But see, the Democrats need to get it together because they got 4 years. The Democrats have 4 years to get themselves together so they can take back the White House. Okay? If they want to take back the White House, they need to get it popping. Okay, we don't need to hear Jasmine Crockett talking slick and going off, even though it's entertaining, but I'm not in the mood to be always just only entertained. All right, I need things done for my people to move forward. Okay, we want reparations and stop playing in our faces. That's what we want. So she needs to put up some legislation. You see, let's talk about Justin Pearson. Now, Justin Pearson went in. Okay, he went in the other day, but Justin Pearson also has brought forward legislation for gun violence, even though they denied it, they didn't let it pass, but nonetheless, he was putting in work. Jasmine out here talking slick and all of that, it's not getting us anywhere, and this right here definitely ain't getting us anywhere. Now, mind you, I had to take the music out of the clip I'm about to play. I had to take the music out of this clip because it was Kendrick's and I don't want any copyright issues. So I added my own music. But Jasmine out here dancing like Kendrick Lamar, even though I got a good laugh and everything. Jasmine, what's that doing to help us move forward, beloved? Okay, what's that doing to help us progress? But let's let him finish.
Have you written anything? If the answer is no, maybe you ought to get back to your job and focus on that. But I think the real issue here for me personally is it's racism. Can you imagine if somebody, say Hispanic, said to another Hispanic person, hey, they're not Hispanic because they married somebody white? I mean, racism is racism.
First of all, that isn't racism, okay? That's idiotic for him to say it, him being a black person. He knows damn well that's not racism. And here's the thing. If a Hispanic person says something else about a Hispanic person, how is that racism? Okay, they're of the same race and ethnic group. So that sounds ignorant for one. But for two, Jasmine simply said that for him to say foolishly that we were doing better, black people were doing better during Jim Crow, she said, I don't know, maybe because he's married to a white woman, he thinks he's been whitewashed. How is that racist? Because some black people do think they've been whitewashed. Okay, that's a fact. So he's one of them, which is likely why he's offended. Okay, please pay attention, but let's let him cook.
And by saying that about Byron Donalds, you're gross. And I think you should be reprimanded for that because you may be entitled to your free speech. It doesn't mean that you're entitled to be a disgusting racist person, which is what it sounded to me like she was being.
Nicole, you know, she...
Now imagine him sitting up there saying that a black woman is racist and disgusting and gross when he's sitting up here with racist, disgusting and gross people on Fox News. Y'all don't find that interesting? Because I sure do. But let's keep talking.
I've never heard anything out of her mouth that wasn't divisive. And I just wonder, when somebody is divisive and divisive and divisive, ultimately, do many people find that appealing, do you think? Is that animating and motivating, or does it just make your circle of influence smaller and smaller?
Well, I think Kevin hit on it. I mean, this is the culture that we have created at this point. It's all about a soundbite. It's all about going viral on social media. And that is exactly what she's trying to do. The only way that she feels that she can gain any time or any sort of leadership in Congress is by doing these sound bites. But it's embarrassing. I mean, that's one of our elected officials, and that's how she's speaking. She was making fun of Governor Abbott, who's in a wheelchair. Her mark is absolutely racist.
Oh, honey, when I tell you how it boils my damn blood, any and every time I hear somebody who doesn't look like me call somebody who looks like me a racist, especially when they're the racist. Okay? And then who is she to say what Jasmine is thinking or what she's trying to do? And then talking about divisive, isn't that what Trump's always been doing? And then talking about mocking somebody. Trump was a whole president when he mocked that journalist. Okay, I'm sorry. She's acting like, oh, this is embarrassing. Why the hell is this embarrassing, bitch? She's not related to you. Why should you be embarrassed? She's not even a member of your party. Why should you be embarrassed? You should have been embarrassed when the president of the damn United States was up there mocking a disabled person. That's when you should have been embarrassed, clown.
To say that a black man is not black because he has married a white woman. I mean, how far back is she taking us?
Right.
And she didn't say that he wasn't black. She said maybe he doesn't think that he's black. There's a difference.
And it is just, it's really upsetting to see this. But unfortunately, I think that we continue to promulgate all of this ideology because we celebrate these viral moments. And that is the culture we're in right now.
But that's the embodiment of the Democrat Party. I mean, they have nothing to offer besides the barking, besides the yapping, which is why she's doing this. And she also has nothing else to offer.
Now, I can't deny that. They're not lying right there. That is all the Democrats are offering is a whole bunch of bark and no bite. Okay, because they're up there cussing Elon out. Elon, get your ass over here. They're over there going in, but they're not doing anything in the process. Democrats, I'm going to need y'all to get it together and start putting out some legislation. I'm going to need y'all to start filing some bills. I'm going to need that anti-black hate crime bill. And I'm going to need those reparations to be more than discussed. I'm going to need them to be dispersed. Okay, how about that? Then maybe we can get y'all back in the White House in 2028. Okay? Or, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's let them continue.
And she's just a phony. I mean, this is all fake. She's basically an actress. If you watch videos of her before she entered into Congress, she was a totally different person. Exactly. She was eloquent. She was measured. She was normal.
She went to private school.
Tens of thousands of dollars for her high school. She went to Rhodes College. She's a product of, very expensive school. So it's an act. She's a phony. And also, do you think Governor Abbott cares? She's so insignificant in comparison to him. He was elected to his third term for one of the most, the most important states in the country, most powerful states in the country. And then also, look, this is someone with her, she tries to play like the victim card, all these different cards. And Governor Abbott's the one who's actually faced adversity in his life and ended up being, governor of Texas. And meanwhile, she's yapping in Congress, doing nothing with her life, being a total phony and a loser.
I didn't even know.
Low life, I think President Trump called her.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Did she just say a phony and a loser? I mean, they are going in on this woman. And I just want you all to pay attention because they're trying to take her down, honey. Okay, when she made the comment, and I'm talking about Little Miss Crockett, when she made the comment about we need to take Elon Musk down, y'all see how that's faring. They're trying to take her down. Okay, they're trying to take her down because here's the thing. Racism goes across party lines. Okay? Racism is bipartisan. Now, right? So don't sit up here and act like the Republicans are just racist because the Democrats are too. And we know that. Okay. We know there's racism within the Democrats. But so what the bottom line is, what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what side of the fence that you're on. If you say something about one of those people who don't look like you and you're a person who looks like me, they'll all turn on you. Because I guarantee you the Democrats are not going to defend Little Miss Crockett, while the Republicans are going in on her and painting her as a whole racist, okay, and trying to act like she's violent and like she was calling for violence on Elon and all of this, okay, and Ted Cruz, or was it Mark Rubio, when she said he needs to be hit upside the head, she wasn't literally talking about hit him upside the head, and they know it. But again, they're painting a narrative. Please pay attention.
About her background until recently, because I just didn't care what she says. And I still don't care that much, actually. But it's so sad that somebody who's had that good of an education, has been handed that much opportunity, has gone to Congress, this important body, and she doesn't have anything of substance to say. It's always a personal attack. It's never an idea. I love debate. You can be contentious debater, but debate an idea. All she ever does is tear somebody down. With all of that background, that's all she does.
I'm sorry, isn't that all the only thing that Fox News ever does? That's what they're doing right now. I mean, it's the irony of it, the hypocrisy of it. Okay, that's exactly what Fox News does. Okay, that's what they have a history of doing, is tearing people down. Who is he to talk? They really think they're saying something too.
resort to personal attacks, you've already lost the battle of ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. All right.
Although I still think she's a low life. So
Ugh. Okay. I find it also interesting. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention because they're full of it. They are absolutely so full of it. Okay, RG Titan said, oh, Becky, be quiet. She needs to. But listen, and this is what they're mad about, why they said she's trying to go viral, because she posted this. And again, like I said, she was lip syncing to Kendrick Lamar's song from the Super Bowl. So I removed the music because I don't need any copyright issues. Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward. Never look.
Jasmine, that's cute, honey, but I need you to get in there and get some bills passed, okay? That's what I'm going to need you to do. That was all so cute, okay? She's a pretty lady, and I just love her. But at the end of the day, I'm going to need her to get on her job, okay? Like he said, pass some legislation, honey. Okay, we don't need to see you out here dancing, doing these little, these little skits and all right? Even though it's cute. But see, that's what the Democrats think that Black people love. They think that's all they need to show us. That's what they think. Remember when George Floyd died and they got up there, they didn't even pass the George Floyd bill when they had ample opportunity to do so, and then talk trash about the Republicans when they didn't pass it. But Dems, y'all could have passed it first. But they got up there after George Floyd died, got down on bended knee like boys to men, and then put on kente cloth. Y'all remember it? They put kente cloth around their neck. They had little Miss Nasty Pelosi, as I call her, Joe Biden. All of them got down on bended knee for about 8 minutes and 46 seconds, wasn't it? I know them old knees was hurting. I know them old knees was creaking when they stood up, honey. They probably barely could get up. Please pay attention. But that's what they did. Y'all remember it? Okay, symbolisms. That's all they ever give us. Jasmine's out here being cool and hip and all that and entertaining. But I'm going to need you to entertain us a little bit more by fighting for us to get those reparations in that anti-Black hate crime bill, beloved. That's what I'm going to need you to do. Okay? So with that all being said, I mean, they love to bring up stuff like I said. That's what they love to do. Try to go dig up dirt on you when you tick them off. And the rest of them that you thought were your friends, well, they're not going to say anything. Okay? That's what they're not going to do. Now, let's get into this article where they're talking slick about her. Nasty Democrat shares disgusting racist comments in resurfaced video. This is what they said. This is what they literally said. This is what the title of the article is. Nasty Democrat. Okay? I want you to pay attention to the words that they use when they disparage Black people. They use words like nasty, violent, aggressive, hostile, angry. Okay? Racist. Trash. These are the words they use when they talk about us. I want y'all to pay attention. Then they got the nerve to call us racist. An old video of Jasmine Crockett is coming back to haunt her. The liberal Democrat member of Congress from Texas is quickly turning into the new face of her party, and she's the greatest gift Republicans could have ever asked for. Let's quickly run down some of her best hits. Smeared President Trump as a dictator and enemy of America. He is a dictator. What are they talking about? Mocked Texas Governor Greg Abbott for being paralyzed. She didn't mock him for being paralyzed. Okay, it was just a joke. Suggested America won't have elections again. Well, isn't that what Trump said? Trump said if you get him in office, you never have to vote again. So why are they trying to blame her for that? That's what Trump said. If they didn't go in when he said it, why are they trying to say something about her repeat? Supports Canada and Mexico after the USA when it comes to tariffs and a trade war. Yeah, well, why not? Shared a racist rant about immigrants, and Fox News hasn't ever done that. Okay, and it wasn't a racist rant. She was just talking about people being here illegally. Spread racist lies about white people and crime. Oh, okay. Now that was no lie. Where was the lie about the white folk and crime? Because I guess they want to talk about Black folk doing crime and Black on Black crime. as if that's the only crime that matters. Okay, let's get into it, honey. Okay, you are right on all points. Yet it bothers me to see Jasmine Crockett to be the next up and coming tool of white supremacy. She's a willing tool. Yeah, she is, beloved. She absolutely is. And thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Yes. And see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because like I said, I like Jasmine Crockett to a degree, but she needs to get on the bandwagon and start putting in some work and get the Democrats, period. They need to start doing some work. Like they should see right about now that the little bullshit they were doing in the past is not going to keep flying. Okay, it's not going to keep flying. All right, so if they want to get back possession of the White House, they want to get back in their next election cycle, they need to get on the ball. That's what they need to do. All right, and they need to get on it quickly because time's passing by fast. Okay, we're almost in the 4th month of this year already. So they need to get on it. Now, with that all being said, and we have the primaries coming up, so hopefully they'll have some luck in that aspect. Jasmine Crockett shares racist remarks about Byron Donalds in resurfaced video. They say it's a PR nightmare that she's going to have to deal with. Conservative influencer Colin Ruggs dug up a video from 2024 that is nothing short of insane. Do you all hear how they're so overly exaggerating this, embellishing the story? Crockett attacked Republican Congressman Byron Donalds for being married to a white woman. No, she didn't. The fact that you're sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, is this because you don't understand history? Well, that's what it sounded like. But here's the thing. In all fairness to Byron Donaldson, because I don't like him at all. I think he's a raccoon. But in all fairness, when he says that we were doing better during Jim Crow, let's talk about that. Because we were getting lynched. There was segregation. Okay. There was all kind of stuff going on, churches being blown up and all of that or whatever. I wouldn't say we were doing better. What I will say is that Black people stuck together more. There was more of the family units. The fathers were in the homes during Jim Crow, raising their children. Okay. Black people were spending their money with Black-owned businesses during Jim Crow because they were segregated and they only had each other to deal with, to be around, to depend on. So to that aspect, he's right. Black people were doing better amongst themselves during Jim Crow, but not collectively. Okay? Not collectively. So anyway, then they go on to talk about, they go on to say that if a Republican said the same thing about a liberal, it would dominate the news for days. Well, this is dominating the news for days. What are they talking about? Okay, yet Crockett's racist comments about Byron Donalds are barely noticed outside social media. That's because they're not racist. If we had a fair and honest media in America, we don't, she would be getting torched and held accountable. There's simply no excuse for tolerating this kind of racism. It's disgusting and should be called out by all good people. I find that interesting that they specifically said by all good people. Yeah, and that's exactly what the Queen does. You see, I call out racism because I'm good people. And the racism is not coming from the people who look like me. Okay, in fact, it's the opposite. They need to sit down somewhere, but they love to try to, here's the thing. What's interesting to me, what's always been interesting to me is the fact that people who are actually racist in real life, they love to try to call people like me racist because we talk about, complain about, speak about, and call out their racism. So calling out racism is racist. And in fact, sometimes they'll say it's reverse racism. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention to how it goes down. I want y'all to pay attention to how it goes down. But anyway, with that all being said, let's check out this video because a Black man spent $200 in Whole Foods only for him to be accused of theft. And then when they found out that he didn't steal anything, no one even bothered to offer him so much as an apology. Okay, that's what they didn't do. And I find it also interesting. But I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
I'll come back. Where you going? You want to see my receipt? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got a lawsuit now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where you going? Where you going? Come on. Come on. I want a refund for all this shit. I want a refund for, where's the manager? You can't tell me shit. Tell me don't come back. Who the fuck is you? I want a refund. Where's the manager at?
First of all, I want you all to pay attention to something. These racist devils will accuse a black person of something, find out they didn't do it. Rather than saying, I'm sorry, admitting that they were wrong, they'll talk trash and tell you not to come back. Who wants to come back after that? Ooh. Okay, I mean, it's the audacity of it for me.
Is he the manager? I want the real manager. Fuck this. Okay, are you the manager? Okay, now what did you say to me?
Do you have a receipt?
For what?
For the
why?
What do you mean why?
Yeah, why? Why?
That's all of our product right there. And you didn't pay for it.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
No.
Take it.
You get sued.
Once it's stolen,
You get sued. What's your name?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
Your ass getting sued. Your ass getting sued. See this? Hey, excuse me. I've been accused of stealing, so I want to return everything I got.
Okay. Do you have the receipt?
Yeah.
They'll be right with you.
No, I don't want this. He accused me of stealing this, so I'm returning it all.
Okay, Mr. Manager's coming right now, sir.
Is this him right here?
No.
No, but that's the one who was accusing me of stealing, so that's who the problem is.
Damn shame. I'm gonna fast forward.
I stole it.
I would never say that.
Well, that's what the guy just said.
He would never say that unless you're 100% sure.
He just said it.
You gotta yell at me, bro.
But you ain't gotta be stepping all over me either.
I'm security. I can.
Okay, but you don't have to. Just,
scene, sir.
Oh,
Right next to you. You can function as a man.
Boy, fuck this shit.
How you feel, but trust me, I'm right next to you. And I'm also African American. The racial card is okay. But
Ain't no damn card. It don't matter. You're gonna go at your employer.
Cleaning up a spill on the produce right now. Copy.
2.13.
Alright, special team, command.
That white motherfucker. Little fucking racist ass Mexican.
Okay, so y'all see how that went down. And then the black guy that was doing the security, the guy during the security center talking trash, like you can't expect people not to be upset, angry, or feel some type of way after you've accused them of stealing and they just spent $200. Okay, I'm sorry. Make that make sense. The nerve of it. I want you all to pay attention to this. Sitting up there accusing the man of stealing, find out that he didn't steal a thing, paid for it all, and now they're telling him not to come back and then sending security as if he's going to go into a rage and do something drastic. Do you think they would have done that if that was a white person? Of course not. They would never have even accused a white person of stealing, even if they thought they were stealing. I want y'all to pay attention. Okay, FBI Justice says there's a whole anti-reparations clown that's running against Jasmine Crockett by the name of Sheldon Daniels. Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna look into him, beloved. Thank you for letting me know. All right, and thanks for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, see how that gets down. Racism is still alive and well and kicking, but they want to talk about people like Jasmine Crockett. Okay, that's racist right there when you racially profile somebody just because of the way they look. Now, but also, that's not the only thing. Okay, so did you all hear about the black woman who they put on her blood test kit at the hospital? King Kong, that's what they put her name as. Did you all see that video? One's in the chat if you saw that video. Milton Elliott, you're absolutely right. That is what the security guard is. He absolutely is, beloved. Okay, did you all see that? I guess you didn't, so I'm about to show it. I want y'all to pay attention, honey, because this is what they're doing. Here it is.
Can you tell me what's wrong with this sample?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Can you understand as a Black woman why I would have a problem with that?
Yeah, I can double check who.
How could that be a mistake? Because this King, that's my last name, right? Comma would be my first name, correct?
Yeah.
How do you misspell Kiera as Kong? That's insane.
Yeah, I can double check who did that. I'm honestly not sure who printed that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Previously, we've never had like any sort of issue like that. I understand where you're coming from.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire right now. Like that's unacceptable. And even if it is a typo, which like if they want to pull that and say that that's what it was, how? Seriously?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how that happened.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So are you able to like go in and see like who did it, what? Because was that in my chart? How does that happen?
Let me double check. No, like that's not anywhere in the chart. I do see your name is listed here as King, which let me see.
Right. Like that's like reportable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Let me just try to get more information, okay? I do apologize. Again, it wasn't me who like printed that label.
I understand.
I'm not sure how it happened.
I understand. I cannot walk out of this office without raising that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Up as a concern, because what do you mean? That's a Black woman comes into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doctor's office seeking care to be taken care of, and they receive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let me just try to get a little bit more info, okay?
Thank you.
I'll be right back. Medical assistant helping you today?
It was, I see that I put the name incorrect on there. It wasn't really my intentions to do that. Your name on there is not what it seems on there. Like I did mention to her, and she did mention to me that you want this all reported. That is totally fine. It wasn't really my intention to put your name like that. I did give it to you, and we were double checking it to see if it was incorrect or correct. We didn't mention anything.
We didn't double check anything. You said, have you done a sample like this before?
I done a sample, and then I gave it to you, and you went to the restroom.
Correct. So why are you saying that we were checking the name?
We were checking the name, because I asked if it was incorrect or...
No, you didn't.
Okay, but...
No, you did not.
Okay.
You said, we walked to the door. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Correct me if I'm wrong. We walked to the door. You said, have you done a sample like this before? I said, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or I said yes, and then you said, okay. And then you opened the door. Right?
You opened the door and I gave it to you.
Correct.
Yeah,
so when did we check the
and
name?
Then I gave it to you, and then like I said, it wasn't my intention. I literally just checked my computer just now to see the name, and I was like, I know why she's upset because I put the name on there incorrect. But like I mentioned to her, and I'm gonna mention to you, if you feel some type of way of how I wrote it and you want to report me, that is totally fine. But like I'm saying it to both of you, it was really not my intention to put that on there.
So here's my thing. One, I don't understand how you could mistype something like that. I don't understand how you can write Kong instead of Kiera. How did you mistype that?
I was typing. To be honest, I type really fast. I don't double check when I'm typing really fast. I did put your name on there, but for some reason it went to an error. But like I mentioned to you, it was in
So it autocorrected from Kiera to Kong? That's crazy.
But
and then additionally, what I have a problem with now is that you're straight up fabricating that we checked the name on the bottle when we did not. Okay. Did we check the name on the bottle?
Like I said, for me, I did check it and I checked it with you, but you...
So you checked it. So you made a typo. You were typing really fast, and then you checked it, and then...
No, I didn't check it. I just put
so
it
now
on
you
there.
didn't check it.
I didn't check it. I just...
This is ridiculous. I'm done with this conversation. Please give me her name, and I will report it. Thank you.
I'll give you my name right now, okay?
Y'all saw that she was straight up lying. Yikes, you did it on purpose. Okay? She did that on purpose. There's no way in hell there was an accident. And then pay attention. She said that when she's typing really fast, she doesn't double check. Well, honey, if you work in a doctor's office and you're typing really fast and you can make an error like that, you're supposed to double check. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, but she didn't double check because she didn't have to, because she knew what she typed, King Kong. And here's the interesting thing. The woman's name is Kiara. That looks nothing like the word Kong. That looks nothing like the word Kong, honey. So she knew what she was doing, dirty devil. Honey, let me tell you something. Some of these people are a piece of work. Okay? Are a piece of work. Anyway, honey, let's talk about Trump, because Trump commuted the sentence of Carlos Watson. Now, if you don't know who Carlos Watson is, let's get into it. Black man who was facing 10 years for his crimes. So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, here's what they say. Trump commutes the sentence of Ahmadiyyah co-founder Carlos Watson. President Donald Trump commuted the sentence of Ahmadiyyah co-founder. Okay. It goes on to say that a White House official said on Friday, just before Watson was due to report to prison for a nearly 10-year sentence in a financial conspiracy case, he was pardoned by Trump. You see, Watson was convicted last year in a closely watched case that showcased the implosion of an ambitious startup company at a time of turmoil in the media industry. He had been ordered to surrender to prison on Friday. Honey, can somebody say saved by the bell? Can somebody say saved by the bell? Okay, so anyway, the commutation was confirmed by a senior White House official who was not authorized to speak publicly about the decision and spoke on the condition of anonymity, and a lawyer who represented Watson didn't immediately respond to a request for comments. All right, well, I find it all interesting. Now, I'm going to go to this video of Mr. Carlos Watson. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go.
What we would achieve. Do you still feel that way, and why did you feel that way?
At the time, I said that I thought this century could end up going down as one of the 4 or 5 most impactful centuries of the last 2 millennia, and that I thought a number of things would drive that. 1 was technology, 2 was what would happen in China, but 3, I thought that what African Americans did here in the U.S. and ultimately abroad, the U.S. remained one of the number 1 or number 2 most powerful countries in the world, would really be.
So I just wanted you all to see who he is. With that all being said, so now Trump has let him out, or kept him from going to prison for 10 years. Okay, so I'm sure he's glad of that. But anyway, with that all being said, honey, these people are out here doing the most, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the racism is running rampant. And you know what gets me? What gets me is when some Black people say stuff like, oh, they're blatantly racist now. Oh, they're just really bold with it. They've always been bold with it. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, because some people seem to think that they've gotten more emboldened. They've always been emboldened. When you see Black folks still swinging from trees, and 2025, 2024, and all of that, when you see this stuff still happening, and then they're still telling us, oh, it was a self-deletion, that the person did it to themselves, that's blatant. Okay, that's blatant. When they talk about giving reparations to the January 6th rioters who should be in prison, who should be labeled as domestic terrorists, but they don't want to give us reparations. They just want to keep telling us they're going to talk about it and do studies and have commissions and all of that. That's blatant. When they tell you that you can't work in a corporate office or a corporate job when you have locks in your hair, braids in your hair, and afro, and then they have to come up with a law called the Crown Act to protect you from being discriminated against due to your hair that grows naturally from your head. That's blatant. What are we talking about here? When they want to kick a Black teenager out of school because he refuses to cut his locks. That's blatant. When your child is in middle school and is invited to spend the night with people who don't look like him, and then they force him to drink urine, that's blatant. Who do you think taught them that? They're kids. So Black people need to stop acting like this is some shock or surprise, okay? That all of a sudden racism is coming up out of the woodwork, because racism has always been here, okay? It's always been here. And as long as there's people who don't look like us, it's always going to be here. What gets me is when people who don't look like me try to tell us what's racist and what isn't. Okay, I find that all very interesting. But anyway, let's talk about Diddy, and then I'm out of here. You all listen to this. This is breaking news. So the diddler is rejoicing because another person by the name of Jane Doe has dismissed their lawsuit. I want you all to pay attention how Diddy's lawsuits, the civil lawsuits, are getting dismissed one by one. Are y'all paying attention? And here's the thing. Let me say this before I go into the details. Let me say this. For anybody who may be listening in the sound of my voice, let me just say this. I don't like Diddy, don't want Diddy to get out. I want Diddy to go to prison for the things that he actually did, not for things that people have made up, but for things that he actually did. I think he deserves to be in prison. And the reason I say this is because I was on Too Strong's channel. We did a video together about a week ago. It just aired yesterday, I think it was. And I saw somebody in the chat saying, oh, she sounds like she's defending Diddy. How the hell am I defending Diddy? You see, that's how ignorant some people are. Defending Diddy because I'm telling the truth that the feds don't seem to have a very viable case against him. They don't. It's the facts. Am I supposed to sit here because I don't like Diddy and paint a whole narrative and sit here and tell people what they want to hear? Now, y'all tell me by a show in the chat of ones, do you want me to tell you the truth? Ones, if you want to hear the truth. Twos, if you want to hear what you want to hear. Ones, if you want me to tell the truth on this channel. And twos, if you want me to tell you what you want to hear. All right, let's see what you're talking about. Because if you put a 2 in the chat, I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't the channel you need to follow. This ain't the channel you need to follow because I don't paint narratives. Okay, I'm all about putting out the facts. I'm not going to sit here and act like Tony Buzbee is just, you know, doing his best, that he's winning, that he's got Diddy and his team on the, you know, shaking in their boots. Tony Buzbee is an ambulance chaser. I mistakenly, and I can admit that I made a mistake. Some people can't. But I made a mistake and thought that he was on the up and up. When really, that's my own fault because I should have followed my first instinct. Because for those of you that are regular followers, you know that when he first came out and did that little public service announcement with the 1-800 number, I told y'all then he was shady. I said he's a Mason and he's playing with numerology. Okay, there's no 120 and then there's 60 men and 60 women. Coincidentally, I don't believe it. And I should have kept that mindset because my first spirit told me his ass was shady. Just like my first spirit told me Ariel Mitchell Kidd was shady. And turns out she actually is. That's why Diddy's suing her for defamation. Tony Buzbee's being sued by Jay-Z for defamation. I want you all to pay attention, okay? Because at the end of the day, because I'm saying what actually is, doesn't mean I'm defending Diddy. They don't have a good case against him in the civil arena or the criminal arena. Because for one, all of Tony Buzbee's clients want to remain anonymous. They don't want to say their names. But let's talk about it because another one has dismissed their claim. Sean Diddy Combs' accuser's lawsuit dismissed after she refuses to reveal her identity. And some of these people, let me just tell y'all this too. And then that's another thing. Let me just point this out real quick. Little Miss Jane Doe, the one that told those lies on Jay-Z and Diddy. Yes, she lied. I said it. I don't care who's mad. Somebody said in Too Strong's chat, because I called her a liar, they said, oh, we shouldn't be victim shaming. She's not a victim, fool. She's not a victim. And at this point, anyone still thinking she is, you're an idiot. Okay, I said it. If you're mad, leave. Because at the end of the day, here's what gets me. Even though we may not like Jay-Z or Diddy, the fact of the matter is this. People who look like Little Miss Jane Doe have always told lies on Black men. Forget about Carolyn Bryant. Do I need to go down the list of names? So it behooves me Okay, or not behooves, it perplexes me to see how some Black people are getting upset because I called her a liar. She is a damn liar. You heard the audio. You heard her say that Jay-Z didn't do anything. You heard her tell Tony Buzbee that she never said that Jay-Z didn't do anything. You saw the receipts where they said that she was in a mental health facility 90 days prior to her lawsuit being filed. You saw the receipts where she said that her child's father did something to the child. And then he said that she sent him text messages proving that it was a lie. This was all in court. Her own doctor testified in court of her mental illness. She hears auditory hallucinations. That means voices in her head. Someone with that amount of mental illness, who's also autistic, who may have likely been traumatized at some point during her youth as well. You cannot expect them to be a credible or viable witness. You just can't. And at the end of the day, she's been caught in so many lies and told so many inconsistencies during the story that it's obvious she's not telling the truth at this point. Anyone still clinging to hope is just an idiot and somebody who just hates Diddy and Jay-Z enough that they want to paint narratives and that they'll make themselves believe anything, even if it's not true. Okay? Even if it's not true. You see, that's a problem. Okay? That's a problem. Because there are actual victims who actually had things done to them. So I'm not going to sit here and cape for a whole liar. And if that makes you think, even remotely, that I'm defending Diddy or Jay-Z, then again, you're an idiot. But let me continue. Let me continue because here's what they're saying. Sean Diddy Combs is counting a small win in civil court after a woman's anonymously filed sexual assault lawsuit was dismissed due to her decision not to reveal her identity. And here's the thing. This is what I was going to say, too, before I went on that rant. Okay, so some of these people may not want to reveal their identities because they may be fearful. They may think that they're going to be shamed, blamed, or people are going to go in on them like the fans of the people they're accusing or whatever. But some of these people, quite frankly, don't want to reveal themselves because they're lying. Some of these people don't want to admit that who they are because they're liars. Some of these people out here just trying to grab bags. Okay, at the end of the day, please pay attention. Please pay attention. And I want you all to think about it because it's really easy to do so. Cassie got that $30 million lawsuit settlement within hours after filing against Diddy. So other people just came out of the woodwork. Now, remember, I told you guys that I was at a Diddy party. I was literally at Diddy's all-white party in Cancun, Mexico years ago. Now, what if I were to just come out and say, oh, Diddy, he assaulted me at a party, at an all-white party? See, that's what some people are doing. Now, mind you, I didn't even talk to Diddy at that party. Some of these people making up lies, they've never talked to Diddy, okay? They may have seen Diddy in passing or been at an event he was at or whatever, but some of these people are flat out lying. And that's just what it is. Some of them are telling the truth, mind you. Some of them are lying. And that's just a fact. Okay? I just call a spade a spade. Don't hate me. Now, so anyway, he's counting a small win after she refused to identify herself, so the case was dismissed. So on Monday, U.S. District Judge Louis J. Lindman issued an order closing Jane Doe's case, according to a filing reviewed by USA Today. Now, Lindman noted that on March the 6th, he ruled that Doe could not proceed with her case anonymously and ordered for her to refile her initial complaint using her real name. As of today, March 31st of 2025, Doe has not filed a complaint in her own name, nor has she sought an extension of time to do so. This is what Lindman wrote. So according to her legal team, Doe decided not to come forward, okay, due to fear of public scrutiny. So in this particular case, Jane Doe opted not to proceed. There's a lot of fear amongst these plaintiffs. I thus can't blame her. That's what Tony Buzbee said. Tony Buzbee, she probably didn't want to come through. She probably didn't want to tell who she was because she was probably lying. Okay, Tony Buzbee, at this point, I'm going to have to assume that most of your clients are probably liars because I don't know if you're vetting these cases or not because we've already proven and seen the receipts that you didn't vet little Miss Jane Doe, number one. Okay. You didn't vet little Miss Jane Doe. Dana Mitchell says, you are the real queen of receipts. Facts. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Thank you for your kind words and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, I just don't like when people come on YouTube and tell lies and paint narratives, and then when they want you to go with the flow of what they're saying, they do little things like refuse to read the legal documents when they've always been reading the legal documents when they're doing talking about the lawsuits filed. But when there's other petitions and motions filed that make things look a certain way and goes against their narrative, they won't read you those documents. They won't show you those. They'll just come on live and just come on a video and tell you lies that go along with their story. See, you have to be paying attention at the end of the day, because some people will sit here and just say what they know people want to hear for clicks and views. Okay, now we're all on here for clicks and views, making no mistake. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to compromise my integrity just for clicks and views. Okay, I'm going to tell the truth. So anyway, let's continue. Goes on to say, Tony Buzbee continued saying, these are tough cases, and there are many times re-traumatizing for those who pursue them. Each case stands on its own merit. This woman chose not to proceed and subject herself to the media circus and the perceived danger she felt. We have to respect that. She was probably lying. That's my opinion. Okay, love it or hate it. In her October the 14th lawsuit, Doe claimed that Combs had raped her in 1995 at a party in New York for a Biggie Smalls music video. Combs' legal team responded to Monday's ruling by denouncing anonymous complaints against the hip-hop mogul. Yeah. Now, here's what they say. Now, this is Tony Buzbee. Hold on. No, this isn't Tony Buzbee. I think this is Diddy's attorney. Okay, so anyway, they say today a federal judge dismissed the lawsuit filed against Mr. Combs by Texas attorney Tony Buzbee, or Anthony Buzbee, and his local counsel, Antigone Curis, on behalf of an anonymized plaintiff. Now, this is now the second case brought by these attorneys against Mr. Combs that has been dismissed in its entirety. That's 2 down. Okay, Combs' attorney gave this information in a statement saying it will not be the last. So they're saying that many more of Tony Buzbee's cases are going to get dismissed. And I believe it. The statement continues saying, for months now, we have seen case after case filed by individuals hiding behind anonymity, pushed forward by attorneys more focused on media headlines than legal merit. The other claims, like the one dismissed today, also will not hold up in the court of law. So, like I said, honey, the civil courts and the criminal courts don't have much on Diddy. And that is just the facts. Love it or hate it. That is just the truth. Now, I really believe in my heart, and always have and always will, that Diddy had everything to do with Tupac's murder. Diddy needs to be in prison as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know if he's going to end up there, because they don't look like they got anything on this man, not enough to send him where he needs to go. Diddy's attorneys have maintained his innocence as he faces dozens of sexual lawsuits, okay, that date back to the 1990s, as well as his criminal crimes charges. And Combs is currently in jail after being denied bond multiple times and is scheduled to head to trial for his trafficking and racketeering charges May the 5th. So Combs' team has made efforts in various cases, including his upcoming criminal trial, to unmask his accusers. In response, some judges have cast doubt on some of Combs' anonymous accusers, their arguments for proceeding with their cases without disclosing their identities. A few cases have been dismissed, while some accusers have publicly identified themselves to see their cases move forward. Yeah, if you're telling the truth, you'll just go ahead with it, as far as I'm concerned. Because here's the thing. Think about this. If you stand to gain millions of dollars from a lawsuit settlement, you mean to tell me you're going to dismiss that lawsuit because they asked for your real name? If you get a settlement, you can get you bodyguards. That's all I'm saying. Some of these people are straight up lying. But anyway, let me continue. So last November, a John Doe, who, like the aforementioned Jane Doe, was represented by Tony Buzbee, okay? Local New York counsel, Curis Law PLLC, and the San Diego-based Ava Law Group saw his case dismissed by a federal judge a day after his lawsuit was filed because the man did not obtain authorization from the court to file the lawsuit anonymously. Now, in October, U.S. District Court Judge Mary Kay Vickersill said a woman suing Combs over an alleged 2004 rape could not remain anonymous. Vickersill cited Combs' interest in investigating the woman's credibility and the public interest in open court proceedings. The woman then refiled the suit with her real name, Candace McCrary. Another woman, Anna Kane, also identified herself as one of Diddy's accusers. That's the woman that was wearing the D&G shirt in the picture where LaMisha Fuller lied and said it was her. Pay attention. Okay. So anyway, Kane failed to demonstrate particularized harm or current vulnerabilities. Okay. So the federal judge, now Anna Kane, she identified herself as one of Diddy's accusers last year after a federal judge said that she failed to demonstrate particularized harm or current vulnerabilities that would occur if she were to name herself. Meanwhile, in December, another judge, Annalisa Torres, allowed another Buzbee client to remain unnamed in her lawsuit against Combs and Jay-Z due to the sensitivity of the circumstances. Well, that was because she was an alleged minor when it occurred. That's why the judge allowed her to continue with her remain anonymous and use her pseudonym. Now, that same Jane Doe voluntarily dismissed her case in February. Weeks later, Jay-Z and Jane Doe, Buzbee, and another attorney for malicious prosecution, or Jay-Z sued them all for malicious prosecution, abusive process, civil conspiracy, and defamation. Buzbee, who announced in a press conference last year that he is purportedly representing more than 100 alleged victims of Combs, has faced other roadblocks in court, including on the issue of whether he is allowed to represent clients in the Southern District of New York. Tony Buzbee ain't hitting on shit. That's the bottom line. Okay, Tony Buzbee ain't hitting on shit. He isn't. And at the end of the day, he did these people, if any of these people that he's filed claims for, if any of these people are actual victims, he's doing them a disservice. Okay, I would urge them to go have their cases refiled by a different attorney because Tony Buzbee is going down for the count. It looks like he's been exposed for exactly what he is, an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit, just like Jay-Z said. Just like Jay-Z said, I don't know if his suits are cheap, but he's definitely an ambulance chaser in my opinion. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, that's the news for now. Okay, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Everyone, please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And double check and make sure you're still subscribed, especially if you haven't been receiving notifications. And if you find that you do have to resubscribe to the channel, make sure you reset your notifications, okay, because you have to do that if you have to resubscribe. Okay, so with that all being said, I love you all to life. Nicole said, Buzbee at happy hour daily now. So that all been said, I love you all to life, and shout out to the replay gang. All right, shout out to the replay gang. I love y'all. And with that all been said, everyone enjoy the rest of this evening. I will see you all in the morning, bright and early, for your morning wake-up call. Until then, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got